Hi, Ron from Timber Glow. Got a fantastic new product just been released by us. It's a lanolin based decking oil. So basically this oil will not darken your timber. It allows you to apply it to your timber fresh, even with your timber still green. Okay, what it'll do, it'll encapsulate your timber, lock in those tannins. The tannins is what keeps your colour of your timber. So with the lanolin, we like to let it lock it all in, apply a nice even coat, leave it for 6 weeks. Once you've left it for 6 weeks, then reapply a second coat, and then allow it come back in a year's time, test it, put a bit of water on the decking. If it's still beating, it's still protected. If it tends to spread, well, then you know it needs another drink. So give it another coat. It's very easy to apply. I recommend using a lamb's wool applicator. It allows it to spread. Once you've dipped your oil into your applicating tin, wipe off the excess, apply the oil. You're going to get at least 10 square metres per litre of oil on your deck. So once you've applied, generally you apply 2 square metres, work it up and down with the grain of the timber, work it across the timber, work that oil into the timber, into the fibres of that timber. Then as you finish, work it along the grain of the timber, allow it to settle for probably an hour, hour and a half, let it soak in, absorb into the timber. Basically then after the hour and a half finished, get a rag, wipe off any excess oil that's left on the surface, because if you don't wipe it off, being lanolin, it'll be a little bit tacky, so you can actually wipe it off. If you really like, you can actually buff it. You could use a commercial buffer, hire a buffing machine to buff it up and bring a gloss up onto your timber. But I would just recommend clean dry rag, wipe it off, give it a nice sheen, and you'll see the protection in your timber automatically. Like I say, all you need is just a lamb's wool applicator, a bag of rags, a bucket to put your oil in. Make sure you give it a good stir first, in case you get any settlement in the bottom. Mix it all in, stir it, put it in. Then, like I was saying, with your applicator, dip your applicator in there, wipe it off with the excess off, because otherwise it'll just flood your timber, and you don't want to flood your timber. You want to apply your oil, work it in to give you a lot better performance. As I was saying, with the lanolin, you can apply it to your timber quite early. What you want to do is lock in those tannins. Most oils that you get today are 90% solvents. And what happens with those solvents evaporate. As they're evaporating, they're taking the oil out with it. And you're lucky to get 3 months out of a decking oil. You'll find with this oil, after you've used it probably 3 times, you'll find you'll extend the time, will get longer and longer. You'll get up to a year. You'll find even after 2 years, it will still be beating. Now it has a built-in UV. Lanolin is oil wax from the sheep. So basically that oil, the lanolin wax, will give you a natural UV protection. Like I said, it's very simple to use, super quick to apply. Give it a buff, wipe off any excess, and you'll be home and hose. Thank you.